Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Today, a 40mm titanium limited edition of 24 pieces for the 2025 model year from Moser Cie of Schaffhausen, Switzerland, and Azuki of Japan. Here we have the Pioneer Elements of Time. Of course, this is based on the Pioneer center second rotating bezel and the 40mm case size of that. But it's a collaboration with Azuki, which is a sort of decentralized, crowdsourced, anime-themed, collaborative, NFT-related online community, if you can get all that, with some input from the 1916 Company, which helped to bring all of it together commercially. Now, these were originally offered via raffle online. A small number of them are available for direct retail, and they're based on the Azuki Elements anime series, which was NFT related in its original copy. These are not NFT related watches, but they draw on the Elements series and its four cardinal elements, at least in the series, of fire, lightning, earth, and water. Now, this is the water dial featuring an incredible gradient fade and a sort of combination of one could say a ripple and a wave. So this watch is a fascinating take on the element of water. And if you're wondering why it isn't earth, fire, wind, air, and water, well, Azuki is not being classically literal. So let's throw this on the wrist. 40mm in diameter. I would say that its most fascinating dimension is its thickness. At 11.5 for a dive style watch, this is one of the thinnest I've seen. Lug tip to lug tip, 47.6mm. There's a 20mm spacing between the lugs. And we'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and wears quite nicely. I would say that this watch would wear well on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. You can see how much clearance I have on each side, even when viewed over the top, which exaggerates the width of a watch. And although it doesn't look thin, it is thin, and it'll fit underneath just about any dress cuff. Now, taking a look at the bracelet, it integrates with the case cleanly. Everything on the watch is media blast, with the exception of the coining in the case recesses. You can see the same is true of the bracelet. All this is titanium. Every link is removable, though you'll note we do have a push button, rack-based incremental slider that allows you to fine-tune the fit. We also have the coining on the flank of the clasp that echoes that on the case band. Single fold deployment. You can see that we do have a trigger release system, so you have to press both sides for it to pop open. Screw down crown, media blasted, Moser branded. This is 120 meters water resistant. And then we've got a bezel that is 60 click and a very chunky bezel. If you like the feel of a Doxa sub or a Panerai submersible, this is cut from the same cloth in terms of the sound and the feel. The bezel insert itself is neither anodized aluminum nor ceramic. It's a rare application of titanium for this particular component. And then you'll also note that it is fully luminescent, so it's actually quite easy to read the bezel index against the minute hand right here because you have calibrations every 5 minutes. You'll also note that all of the lume on the dial is actually a three-dimensional block. It's made of a ceramic-based material called globalite. And if you look at the index at 12 o'clock, you can see that one above the double index, that's actually shaped like a bean, because Azuki in Japanese means red bean. Okay, now the dial. This is a gorgeous combination of metallic and lacquered elements, and it does have some elements of a wave as much as a ripple because it's not perfectly circular. So you have both of those references on a lovely dial that does not say Swiss made because Moser thumbs its nose at the 60% Swiss made standard. It says its watches are always 90 to 95% Swiss or better, and thus we don't have a Swiss made signature. Taking a look at the dial, there is no date, and I think that is to its advantage. We'll screw the crown out, pull it, demonstrate the stop seconds function. And I should mention that with these Pioneers, when the crown is fully withdrawn, it has less play than any crown I've ever seen or felt. It is incredibly strong, and it speaks to the integrity with which these are made. A lot of very expensive watches, even sporty ones, have wobbly crowns when withdrawn. You can see the knurling of the bezel, easy to grip. Azuki, anime, street art, Japanese domestic market culture inspired. Also, from time to time, They dabble in crypto and NFT style technology. So this watch allows you to have a little bit of a toehold in both of those worlds without any of the stigma or risks that can come with them. And I think we all understand how far down the rabbit hole you can go with both crypto and anime, plus the manga comic version of it. So this is nice. You get to be sort of cool in that sense without all of the reputational and financial risks that might follow. Turning it all over, you can see we've got a note that this is a limited edition of 24 pieces. Azuki is acknowledged on the case back. The movement is Moser's in-house and long-running bidirectional automatic winding, caliber HMC 200. 30 millimeters in diameter, 3 hertz beat rate, stop seconds, bidirectional automatic winding with the ceramic bearings or ceramic ball bearings and a magic lever style pawl-based bidirectional winding system. That 72-hour power reserve beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. We have a free sprung balance and a full balance bridge for shock resistance, and Moser impressively makes the hairspring, the balance, and the full escapement. One of the few manufacturers that makes all of those parts. It's a good-looking movement, though mostly mechanically finished, snailing on the edges of the bridge, double-crested Moser stripes across the top, solarization of the ball bearing center, polished screw heads, engine turning on the base plate, and then on the rotor, beveling, snailing, and then media blast recesses on the arms. It's a good-looking movement, and it is a great-looking watch. A fascinating a fascinating window into a world we don't often discuss in the context of luxury watches. East and West, by way of the United States, an unusual collaboration, but a memorable one, because it lets Moser do what Moser does so well, create a compelling, durable, and everyday wearable indie brand watch at low volume with an awesome dial and a fun backstory. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.